Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Tony Mennito, and today I wanted to talk to you about my experience with Planmeca's technology and in regards to single visit CAD/CAM dentistry. And I titled this a win-win situation because I really believe everybody wins when you do single visit dentistry. My patients absolutely love the fact that they don't have to come back for a second visit. And it's great for me because I don't have to bring them back for a second visit. It frees up chair time for me. It's in a very efficient workflow. And with Planmeca's technology, we get fantastic results. So, really going to highlight Planmeca's hardware and software. That's really what our success revolves around. I've had a chance to use many different systems over the years, and Planmeca's is the one that I chose to purchase for my own practice. Now, the one caveat that I have is that this um, presentation basically highlights my own personal philosophies as a dentist. This is not the only way to do CAD/CAM dentistry, but one of the things that CAD/CAM dentistry allows you to do is very conservative preparations, and that's what I love about it personally. So you can absolutely do more conventional crown preparations and still do CAD/CAM 100%. But for me, in my practice, the real benefit that I get is the satisfaction coming from being more conservative. So, what that means is that I do a lot of partial coverage inlays and onlays. When I do have to do a full coverage restoration, it's usually something like this, which is I term this a crown lay or an occlusal onlay. But basically, this is a full coverage restoration where the margins are kept well supergingival to allow for good isolation. It also gives us a ton of enamel with which to use for bonding. And it also keeps a lot of the strength of the tooth. There's something called a biorim, which is basically the axial wall of the tooth that serves as a huge source of strength for any given tooth. And if we are able to conserve that, we basically are able to keep a lot of the inherent strength of that tooth structure intact versus a conventional crown prep, which takes away all that axial wall and weakens the tooth overall long term. The other thing that we need to make sure that we do is have excellent isolation and bonding technique. If we're going to preserve all this enamel, it's important that we utilize it for bonding purposes. And we need a really predictable material. And for me, in my practice, that's been milled lithium disilicate Emax for about the last 9 or 10 years. And I feel like it's never let me down. And we've really pushed the limits in what we can do with this material. And the case that I'm going to share with you is another example of pushing the limits with bonded Emax. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Um, Really, where it all begins as far as the technology goes is data input, right? We have to create a three-dimensional model of our work. And so the Emerald S is a really nice scanner. For me, in a single visit workflow, the important thing that the Emerald S does is it allows me to visualize my finish line. How important is that? All right, for a CAD/CAM dentist, you have to know exactly what is tooth and what is tissue. And the Emerald S has an option to take an HD photo of your preparation that it pins over your 3D model. And when you're marking your margin, it really highlights where those finish lines are and allows you to be far more accurate during that process. So I really, really love that feature. Once we have our data input, now it's time to design a crown. And so PlanCAD Easy is a fantastic software for, especially for single units like we're doing mostly in a CAD/CAM process. I use it for multiple units as well, but most of the cases that I see are single units, and it's very user friendly, even for new users. There's a lot of tools within it that allow new users to be successful, which I love because I also teach at a dental school. And so I have to teach dental students how to use this software as well. So it's nice that those tools are available. Having a precision milling unit to fulfill and carry out that design is an important feature as well. And this is something that I don't think many companies talk about with regards to their milling units, but the final finish of the restoration that comes out of the Planmeca 30S is fantastic. And I had to show a picture of this case that I'm about to talk about because the intaglio surface of this, look how smooth and precise that intaglio surface is. It's a true representation of my preparation. And what we'll find is that the fits that we get from this mill are really second to none, even better than often what I get back from my laboratory. The other thing I like about the Planmeca 30S is it's a really good looking mill. I mean, we in my practice put this in a place where our patients will see it. And because we really are proud of the fact, one, that we do single visit dentistry, but it's a good looking machine. It's a conversation starter. I will bring patients over when their crowns are milling and show them the process. I show every new patient our technology as well. This is something that I think we are very proud of, and is something that has helped me build my practice over the years. All right, let's talk about this case. So this was a fellow dentist, one of my colleagues who came to see me, and he hadn't been to the dentist in a little while. Clearly, this first molar is overdue for some treatment. And so you can see we've got not only a fractured tooth, but we got a fractured amalgam. Generally, the first step for me is to take out the old restoration and kind of see what I have. It's much easier to visualize any fracture lines, or also tell if the tooth is going to need endodontic treatment or not. In this case, we decided to move forward with a build-up and a preparation. And once again, this is that occlusal overlay preparation that I'm very fond of. If you look carefully, you can see that the periphery of that is all enamel, and not just a little bit of enamel, but a lot of enamel. We have almost a millimeter of enamel circumferentially, including a lot of it on the buccal cusp where the function, most of the function of this restoration is going to be. So we're going to have a good support structure for our final restoration. Once the prep is done, it is time to get an intraoral scan. And Wally talked about the Emerald S, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but I will tell you a story because my assistants do most of the scanning in my practice. And we have several different intraoral scanners, and a few of them are quite large. In fact, my dental assistant is a very petite woman, and one of the scanners requires her using two hands to actually manipulate it. So given her choice, she loves to use the Emerald S because of how lightweight and ergonomic it is, and it allows her to be successful. So I will basically allow her to choose what she uses as far as scanners. And most of the time, I would say a vast majority of the time, she chooses the Emerald S for those intraoral scans. So what is important in a digital impression? What are we looking for as far as a CAD/CAM workflow? What do we really need to make sure we capture? Well, of course, we need to make sure that we capture our finish line. That's really important. This type of restoration where all the margins are super gingival is very simple to mark a margin. That's another benefit of a preparation like this. But even if you have a preparation that goes subgingival, with the HD snapshot, it allows you to really visualize what is tooth and what is tissue, and it makes the margin marking process much more accurate. We also need to make sure that we've captured those proximal surfaces of the adjacent teeth. Remember, we're going to be building a restoration, and we're going to have all the control we want to manage the strength of those proximal contacts. And if we haven't imaged sufficiently those proximal surfaces, we won't be very accurate when we create that crown. The goal here is to create a crown that needs no adjustments, and it has been done. I've done it many times, but the quality of the scan is directly related to how accurate that restoration will fit. So it's important that you capture those proximal surfaces as well. And then we need to make sure that we are capturing enough data in order to create a complete digital model. So I always recommend getting one tooth distal and two teeth mesial to the prep tooth that you're working on, just to give the software enough common data points to create that complete digital model for you to work off of. Now we're going to go into PlanCAD Easy and we're going to start to design our crown. The first step of that is marking your margin. Here we use the lasso tool to do that very quickly. You can then fine tune that margin with a couple of other tools, move margin and add segments. And one thing I really like about PlanCAD Easy is it gives you very simple ways of doing design work. However, if you want to use more complex tools for greater control, you can do that as well. So in this instance, we had an open contact on the distal. Using the expand tool to just push that design out to create a contact is the simple way to do it. However, for me, I like a little more control. So I would personally use my favorite tool, one of my favorite tools, rubber tooth, to not only close that contact, but also create a little bit more of a broad contact to limit the chance of potentially having a food trap situation that we create. So I like the control that certain tools give me, and those are just things that I've learned over the years. You can still get to where you need to be using those simpler solutions. Another example of this is occlusion. There's literally a one button solution for creating equal contacts in your occlusion. So, a very simple way to do it. In this case, though, we had very minimal material thickness, and so I wanted to have a little bit more control of my occlusal contacts. So I used the slice tool and once again went to rubber tooth, which I think is maybe the most powerful tool in all of CAD/CAM across all systems. You can just grab that design and basically move it to create an ideal cusp to fossa relationship. This is a really powerful tool that gives you total control over the final product. Another one of my favorite tools is define feature. And at the very end, I like to add some more anatomy into my design. And so define feature allows you just to make a tooth that's going to look like a tooth. I love a bunch of anatomy, as much anatomy as I can get in my posteriors. I want those teeth to look every bit as good as if I had sent them off to a lab to have them created. And this is what our final design looks like. If you look at our material thickness, you can see that we are quite thin in certain areas. And so, the fact that we're able to dial in that occlusion to put those occlusal contacts exactly where we wanted them, right over that shelf of enamel where that Emax is going to be well supported once it's bonded into place. That sort of control and that knowledge of dental materials is what really can make or break a case in any given situation. One of the nice things about PlanMill 30S is it gives us a couple different milling options. There are two modes in which we can mill, standard and detailed. You can see I've shown you the differences in the size of the burr that mill the intaglio surface for each of those options. And most of my cases I mill on standard mode. Average crown mill time in standard mode is about 10 or 11 minutes, which is very, very fast, especially for the result that you get, and especially in fact that the fact that it's a single spindle mill is quite impressive. However, in this case, because we were so thin, we milled it in detailed mode, and that milling time is about 16 minutes. But the finish that you get on that restoration is very, very good. I think it's as good as any mill that I've ever used over the course of the last 10 years. So here I am loading that Emax block into the milling system. As I said, this is a very good looking mill. We keep it in a place where people can see it and where our patients can come and see their crown being made. And I love to sit and just watch and talk to them about their crown being made, either myself or my assistant, answer any questions for them, kind of talk through the process. It's kind of a neat thing and something that we've definitely taken advantage of to build our practice over the years. This is the final design straight out of the mill, and you can see that occlusal anatomy that we added is looking really good. So this is a really nice result that we got. And I just wanted to take a creative photo to kind of show you just how thin that restoration ended up being. Now we are ready to do some staining and glazing. And we use the Emax stain and glaze kit for this. And I don't try to do anything real fancy, but I do want to add a little bit of stain to the occlusal surface just to give it some depth. Otherwise, it just looks very flat. I take a lot of pride in these restorations, and I want to make sure they look every bit as good as if I had sent them to a laboratory. So here is what it looks like once it comes out of the furnace. And now we are ready to deliver. Really, the biggest thing as far as delivery goes is really good isolation and really good dental materials and knowledge of how those dental materials are supposed to be used. I love particle air abrasion to clean the tooth off to make sure we have a nice surface with against which to bond. And here we are with our final result. You remember where we started with that broken down amalgam, cracked tooth. We were able to reinforce that tooth structure while still being really conservative as far as how much healthy tooth we removed. And when you look at this restoration from the buccal, you can see how well that Emax blends to that enamel margin. So patient was really happy with this. Zero occlusal adjustments were necessary, so I did not have to grind on that crown lay at all, which is always a nice thing. It just means that the software is so accurate that the settings that we dialed in on it were perfect and did not require a single adjustment. So this is just one example of many restorations that we've done using Planmeca's technology in a single visit CAD/CAM workflow. I hope that you seriously consider adopting this in your own practice. Not only is it productive and efficient, it is a heck of a lot of fun. So I appreciate you joining me for the last 15 minutes.